TIFU when I, 25 meters, learned the language my GF, 22, speaks when she gossips with her friends. This is not my original account. My GF is South African. Her native language is Afrikaans. I've been learning how to speak Afrikaans without my GF knowing. I secretly applied for online courses that I've been using on and off for more than a year now. My plan was to surprise my GF and her family with my American Afrikaans when I finally meet her parents in person for the first time later this year. I never intended to eavesdrop or anything, but learning Afrikaans in secret accidentally exposed me to sensitive information that my GF was sharing on the phone with her Afrikaans-speaking friends from South Africa. It was gossip I was not supposed to understand, but eventually I did. This is what I've heard in the past few months. 1. My GF is planning to surprise me on my birthday by reuniting with her high school metal band and putting on a show for me. 2. My GF wants to tattoo the names of literally all the Harry Potter spells on her back, but she doesn't know how to tell me because she's afraid I'll talk her out of it. 3. My GF casually mentioned that one of the unexpected differences between her glasses and her contact lenses is that when she's on her knees looking up at me with her glasses on, my penis looks much bigger compared to what it looks like through her contact lenses, which is why she's keeping her glasses on during sex. Ouch. 4. My GF is convinced that my parents are swingers because apparently there are always attractive couples hanging out at my mom and dad's house whenever we visit. 5. My GF secretly finished the entire series of Better Call Saul without me, even though we agreed to finish it together, so now she's pretending to have no idea how the show ends. 6. My GF is thinking about cancelling the high school metal band reunion for my birthday because she's no longer sure if it's appropriate to team up with two of her exes that are original members of the band. 7. My GF expects her dad not to like me. I would have preferred not knowing most of those things to be honest, but there is no way for me to unlearn Afrikaans, so now I'm cursed with knowing too much while having to pretend I know nothing. TLDR I secretly learned my girlfriend's native language as a surprise, but during my learning phase 1 became capable of understanding what my girlfriend was gossiping about with her friends when she thought I didn't understand. I've come to regret not telling my GF that I was learning her language from the beginning because I know things now that I wish I never knew.
None of these things seem to be very damaging to a relationship. Your girlfriend actually seems considerate, wanting to surprise you but not knowing if it will hurt you and worrying about how her family will like you. Could be of a lot worse, and of course, never worry about the thing. Not the size but how you use it, right? GIF, emote, free_emotes_pack, shrug.
1. They'll probably, but act like at least it'll give you something to read while you're in the buy her some thicker glasses and enjoy your parents are definitely you're not missing anything. Frasier was a better show in every conceivable way. Watch it probably a wise hold off on revealing the Afrikaans and call him out on it.
Ah, that wasn't all that bad. Honestly thought this was going to be much worse than it was.
Your only way out is to tell her you will start learning Afrikaans now. Or that you started a month ago to surprise her. Otherwise she is going to know you have been hiding this for this long. Months. That's way too long for someone to realize that their partner were understanding them while having private conversations.
Say hey honey, I want to learn Afrikaans so I can make a better impression on your parents. So I just started some courses, would you please help me practice? Then she now knows you are learning so won't be speaking directly in front of you because you are learning it.
South African here, the dad will probably not like you at first. It's a cultural thing with Afrikaners to automatically not like their children's partners, and a very South African thing for parents to haze their children's partners too. I am of course generalizing and stereotyping here, but be prepared to be given a hard time by the dad until you've proved yourself. After that, you'll find most Afrikaans people to be very warm and friendly when they get to know you.
Agreed with you until number 5 and now I'm questioning all the rest.
Okay, hear me out. When he gives op give him a line like will you be okay with me if I can learn Afrikaans in an unreasonably short time. Then hit him with fluency when he agrees.
The punishment for forbidden knowledge is knowing. Lol, keep it a secret, and when she asks you about it you just say, I'm speaking Afrikaans the whole.
Except that she watched all of Better Call Saul without him. That's just downright rude.
Good thing you're using a burner account to stay anonymous. Otherwise, if she browses the front page of Reddit she might get suspicious.
Finishing BCS without you is the only messed up thing.
Something like that would probably work. A lot of South African culture is based around banter with your peers, so being able to banter with the dad would probably make him like Op more. It depends on what kind of person the dad. This approach would unfortunately reveal to the GF that Op can understand Afrikaans.
That is some chicanery.
See, everyone else is saying how bad all these comments are, but really most are kind of sweet and innocent. Also shows how much she cares for her BF and his opinions. Honestly, not really anything relationship ending.
Want that the original goal? To be fluent for this meeting?
But is considerate enough to pretend not to know how it ends.
This being a TIFU. I was expecting like she was cheating on him, openly flirting with other people, making fun of him, stealing, etc. Instead, it's just wholesome stuff like with Better Call Saul.
I've a lot of and there has never been a difference between wearing contacts or glasses. It's literally right in front of your face. That's a very, very strange statement for her to make. You sure you understood that one correctly?
He defecated through a sunroof.
Literally pull out an Afrikaans for Dummies book and flip through it for 30 seconds and then start speaking it.
Yeah, most of this is just silly and kind of cute. I agree. If any of those points were relationship-ending revelations, then sharing the fallout on Reddit would be the last thing on my mind, lol. That being said, I'm unable to unsee my parents as swingers now.
I'm really surprised you learned the vocabulary to understand the nuances. How long have you been studying?
Was expecting the GF to talk about cheating or saying terrible things about Op.
Also honey, babe, I'm not really into tattoos, so if you wanted to get Harry Potter spells all over your back, maybe don't do that. Just saying.
I'm sure there are lots of South African girls out there who are dating American boys and considering getting all of the spells from Harry Potter tattooed on their. Just as a side note, there are bloody tons of incantations out there, including such gems as Slugula Sarukto and Wadawasi.
Far away from CBAT and nowhere near the coconut dude, lies my mild.
I wear glasses so your doesn't look.
The real move is to get them all tattooed on your back first. Nobody likes a copycat. 0.
OP's girlfriend wearing her glasses. Artist's conception.
Seabat. Thank you. I couldn't for the life of me remember that yesterday for the thread on AskReddit about the best song to listen to during edit. For the here's the song.
The real question is, how are you going to reveal it to her? My vote is before you have in Afrikaans say, don't forget your glasses. Honestly, most of this is pretty endearing. You're both clearly into each other.
Sure, she might realize it's her boyfriend, but she still won't know his real account where all the bad stuff happens.
If she blowing him, she knows how big it is even with her eyes shut.
I can appreciate your comment because I've experienced what you described. My GF has 2 brothers. I got the chance to meet one of them in person towards the end of last year. He was visiting my GF. Proper Afrikaans dude. He was quick to unleash the banter when he heard me call Boer Wars, which is apparently an unforgivable sin in South Africa based on his reaction, lol. However, I came prepared and threw some banter back at the brother when I pronounced words like biltong and braai, and my personal favorite, Part G, because my pronunciation of that word made the brother laugh hysterically. We've been pals ever since.
This, but not exactly. You have to make a show of looking up an app or study guide and opening it for the first time on the spot. Then excuse yourself to use the bathroom, and come back a few minutes later with your face buried in your phone and muttering Afrikaans phrases under your breath as if you'd been reading through the material that whole off speaking simple and stilted Afrikaans with a few intentional mistakes, then gradually transition to your actual level of fluency over the course of 10 to 15 minutes. For bonus points, hold off on that last part until after drinking some alcohol, and then slowly lose your ability to hold a conversation in Afrikaans as you sober up.
Jesus Christ, tears of joy.
Can expect another tifu if he follows this advice.
Or just a tiff, depending how well she reacts.
So you found out she wants to do nice things for you, doesn't want to mess things up with you, is worried what her father will think of you, wears her glasses during because it turns her on even like you found a keeper. She wants to surprise you. You want to surprise her. It's sweet. Count your blessings. And if she's wearing her glasses in the evening, you know what that means.
I have no choice but to constantly remind my GF of all the steps I have to take on a daily basis to avoid Better Call Saul spoilers, including ending all communication with family and friends who have finished the show. From now on, every episode of Better Call Saul will have an opening monologue from me where I focus on my GF and thank her from the bottom of my heart for her commitment to watching the show with me when she could so easily have chosen to become like all my family and friends that are now dead to me.
What the Why was I not hearing these amazing ideas back when I was in high school and had all the time to learn another language? This is way more motivating than the educational system going, "'cause you gotta."
He said on and off for over a year, which means less than 2 years. Extremely impressive that he is able to understand conversational Afrikaans in that span of time.
Lol, I hear you. To be honest, I didn't expect my post to attract so much attention. It's kind of overwhelming and not to mention a lot more challenging to keep it 100% anonymous. That being said, Reddit is not the problem. My GF never uses Reddit. I'm more worried about the random people who share popular Reddit posts on TikTok. I didn't even know this was a thing until recently.
TIFU by not expecting my boyfriend to know my native language.
If I suspected my boyfriend was learning Afrikaans on the sly, I'd definitely start slipping stuff into my phone calls like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get all the Harry Potter spells tattooed on my..."
The real reason to use throwaway. This guy gets it.
So I hooked up with 2 guys from my former metal band for a underscore.